right, so now the question is, are prosecutors going to try to prosecute him again? They're going to retry him. A decision on that could be made as early as Monday. Back with me is Geraldo Rivera, Jesse Weber, anchor for the Law and Crime Network, and Misty Maris, trial attorney. Misty, do you think they're going to file charges again?
You know, I don't think they're going to. And I think that because the lack of the bullet, that really, to me, was why we saw this result, a hung jury, with so many going towards acquittal. If the prosecution didn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that that bullet came from Kelly's gun that killed the victim, you don't have to even go the next step in the inquiry.
Yeah,
You're done.
I think that the issue is more sort of visceral than that. And I'm going to play you a piece of an interview Allie Bradley did with a local in the community responding to the hung jury number 4. Let's listen.
I thought it was a disgusting situation, and the border's wide open, and everyone thinks it's okay. Crime is running rampant, and it's infecting everybody's lives. It's disgusting. I heard there was a mistrial, and God bless him. I hope he gets a little reprieve, and I hope it doesn't ever go back.
You know, I think, Geraldo, that may be the most obvious reason why they're just not going to be able to get a conviction.
You know, as a former student at the University of Arizona in Nogales, 60 miles south, is where we went every weekend. I know it pretty well, that territory. And now with the southern border and such chaos, it's pretty clear to me that what was on trial there was the white guy, good guy, old guy rancher against the Mexican undocumented, illegal part of the horde and so forth. It's a very, very difficult climate, very difficult situation. You know, it is testimony to the anarchy that grips the border all along from El Paso all the way to New Mexico. It's a very, very tough situation. I do not believe you're going to get that guy under these facts. Yeah. Because of the political situation. It's less about law here, and it is, you use the word visceral, that's exactly what it is. It's the passions of the moment. It is the feeling of insecurity along the border. It's racial. It's the old good guy against the, the interloper. It's a very, very tough case, although it seemed the prosecutor did a pretty good job, but it didn't take much. They find a little opening and drive a truck through.
Well, that's it. I think what Geraldo just said there is the point, right? There's enough arguments, Jesse, for reasonable doubt that if you are inclined to want to side with him, there's enough ways you can find to do it.
I think it's more than that. Look, prosecutors will have to decide if they want to do it for someone died, they're speaking to his family, but the problem is it's actually worse for the prosecution this time around. The evidence of reasonable doubt's still there, but getting a jury now, it was hard enough getting a jury the first time around in that climate. Now, after he almost was acquitted, after this mistrial, you don't think the potential jury pool knows about this case and has been feeling this? I think it's going to be much more difficult to get a fair and impartial jury this time around if they want to go.
Everyone stick around. I don't think they're going to retry him. I just don't. I think they can say now, well, look, we tried, but we're not going to get a conviction. We shall see. Still ahead, bizarre video. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.